The world stood on the edge of catastrophe. The year was 1939, and the fragile peace that followed the Great War was shattered in an instant. Across Europe, the air was thick with tension, whispers of conflict spreading like wildfire. The storm was gathering, and soon it would engulf nations, continents, and millions of lives. This was the beginning of the Second World War, the deadliest conflict in human history. It began with the invasion of Poland. On September 1st, German forces surged across the border, unleashing a blitzkrieg, a lightning war, designed to overwhelm and annihilate. Tanks rolled forward with unstoppable force, aircraft screamed overhead, and soldiers advanced with ruthless precision. Within weeks, Poland was crushed, and the world realized that Adolf Hitler's ambitions would not be contained. Britain and France declared war, but their words were drowned out by the roar of German engines. Europe descended into chaos. The Nazi war machine swept across Denmark and Norway, then turned its gaze toward France. In the spring of 1940, the German army launched a devastating offensive, bypassing the heavily fortified Maginot Line and striking through Belgium. Paris fell in just 6 weeks. The French Republic collapsed and the swastika flew over the heart of Europe. But Britain stood defiant. Across the English Channel, Winston Churchill rallied his people with words of steel. "We shall fight on the beaches, we shall fight on the landing grounds, we shall fight in the fields and in the streets, we shall never surrender." The Battle of Britain began. German bombers darkened the skies, unleashing fire upon London, Coventry, and countless towns. Yet the Royal Air Force, outnumbered and exhausted, fought with unmatched courage. In the summer of 1940, the skies above Britain became a crucible of survival. And against all odds, the RAF prevailed. Hitler's plans for invasion crumbled and Britain endured. Meanwhile, the war spread like a plague. In 1941, Hitler turned east, launching Operation Barbarossa, the largest invasion in history. Millions of German soldiers stormed into the Soviet Union, seeking to destroy communism and seize vast lands. Cities like Kiev, Smolensk, and Leningrad were engulfed in flames. The brutality was unimaginable. Villages burned, civilians massacred, and soldiers frozen in the endless Russian winter. Yet the Soviet people refused to break. From the ashes of destruction, resistance grew, and the Red Army prepared for a long, bloody struggle. Far across the oceans, another storm was brewing. On December 7, 1941, the skies above Pearl Harbor erupted in fire. Japanese aircraft descended upon the American naval base, unleashing devastation in a surprise attack that sank battleships and claimed thousands of lives. The United States, once hesitant, was thrust into war. President Franklin D. Roosevelt declared it a date which will live in infamy, and America joined the global struggle. Now the conflict was truly worldwide. From the deserts of North Africa to the jungles of Asia, from the frozen steppes of Russia to the vast Pacific Ocean, nations clashed in a war of survival. The Axis powers, Germany, Italy, and Japan, sought domination. The Allies, Britain, the Soviet Union, China, and now the United States, fought to resist tyranny. The world was consumed by fire. Cities crumbled under relentless bombing. Soldiers marched through mud, snow, and blood. Civilians endured hunger, fear, and unimaginable loss. The war was not just fought on battlefields, it was fought in homes, in factories, in the hearts of ordinary people who struggled to survive. This was the opening chapter of World War II. A war that would claim more than 70 million lives. A war that would reshape nations, redraw borders, and redefine humanity itself. The storm had begun, and its fury would not be quenched until the world itself was remade.